Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I finally had a chance to play Black Ops 3. I went into it excited, I wanted this to be an amazing game, and I left it satisfied, but there was also some aspects that made me want to pull my hair out. And so what I want to do today was talk about some of the things that were deeply frustrating so far about the beta, but also some of the stuff that I was surprised by and honestly really enjoyed about Black Ops 3. And so the first thing that I have to mention, because it's been a nightmare so far, is the flinching mechanic. Flinching has been a part of the Call of Duty franchise for a while now. It adds in a layer of realism because in real life, if you got shot at, you would flinch, like that would hurt, like it would suck, and you would probably not be able to maintain that perfect accuracy. And that's always been a thing in Call of Duty, but it feels like it's been ramped up significantly in Black Ops 3. My issue with it is that it really benefits the player who fires first and gets that first bullet on. Even if you're the worst aim, if you just spray down range and you're the one who initiates the firefight, you have a huge advantage in this game because the enemy is going to have to deal with their character having a seizure in front of them. I have had so many firefights where I have clearly lost because I had no idea where my character was aiming after I got shot, and there was no way for me to quickly reacquire my target and take him out. I will mention that I am playing on PC. I have heard that it's not as severe on console because on console you do have aim assist, so it allows the aim assist to help you out a little bit. Even though your character might be having a seizure, it snaps right back to the enemy so that you can hopefully take him out. But of course on PC, because you don't have aim assist, as soon as you get shot at, it puts you at a severe disadvantage. And while I know some people are gonna say, oh, get good, scrub, you have no idea what you're talking about, you're just a noob, you suck at this game. It's to the point now, and I went online to see if anyone else agreed with me, and it seems like a lot of PC gamers out there are frustrated by it because it just really detracts from the overall experience. When you have no way of controlling your character because of the flinching mechanic, and it makes it nigh on impossible to win a firefight, especially when you're not the one who initiates the firefight, it leads to a lot of frustration. This was a huge issue in a game like Battlefield 3. In Battlefield 3, even if you had the worst accuracy, you spray a bunch of bullets down range, even if only a couple are hitting, because the suppression effect is kicking in on the enemy, they're now having to deal with a lot of bullet deviation, they're at a severe disadvantage, and they're probably not going to come to that firefight alive, even though they're the superior player, even though they have the most skill. It feels sort of the same way in Black Ops 3. You may have the best accuracy here, but because you're dealing with this insane flinching mechanic, you have literally no control over your character when it happens, and it seems seemingly random. On top of that crazy fast time to kill, you will have a lot of frustrating deaths, and for me personally, that is a big negative with this beta so far. One thing I love about it though is the new and improved movement system. I know a lot of people are going to draw parallels to Titanfall and say that they just essentially copied and pasted the movement system from that game and slapped it into Call of Duty, but I'm not going to complain about that. For everything that was wrong with Titanfall, mainly that it just didn't have a lot of content, its movement system was far superior to basically everything else out there. The way that you were able to move around the map was second to none. It was flawless in Titanfall, and it seems like they've taken that same concept, changed a couple of things here and there, some for worse, some for the better, but for the most part, I would say that the movement system is really high quality in this game so far. One thing I do have to critique on it though is that while I love that it gives you the freedom to do whatever the hell you want, jump, leap, bound, slide everywhere, there are moments where it looks like you're going to be able to use this new movement system to your advantage to jump onto a rooftop, but as soon as you try to jump onto said ledge, it doesn't allow you to because you hit an invisible wall. There are a lot of invisible walls in this game, and I think it could be remedied very quickly if they just cleaned up the maps, maybe increased the height of the ceilings so that it didn't look like you could jump up there, but it's really distracting when you're trying to jump away from an enemy, you're trying to flank someone, you see this ledge that it looks like you should be able to jump onto, you try to do so, you look like an idiot kind of jumping and slapping your head against an invisible wall and immediately dying after that because the enemy got the flank off on you. And while I understand that eventually you will be able to learn the maps and you won't be making these mistakes, it's something that I feel could be easily remedied. It's something that shouldn't even be a problem whatsoever, and it would be nice if they went in and cleaned up a couple of these maps. Speaking of the maps, I don't have really anything negative or amazing to say about them. They're solid. I've only played for about 5 hours so far, and honestly, that's not enough time to get a concrete idea if all of these maps are flawless or if there's any large glaring issues with them. I will say that on one of them, it can get bogged down, especially when you're playing Domination, the map that I'm playing on right now, but for the most part, there's plenty of flanking routes, not too many where it's impossible to identify where the enemy is coming from. Sure, it's going to be chaotic. Call of Duty is always chaotic. It feels like the action is coming from every direction, but you still can identify where action is centralized. You don't get hit from 1,000 different angles, which is good, and so, at least so far in this 5 hours, while I realize that doesn't mean a whole lot, I would say that the map design is quite solid. My biggest critique that I have to make, though, and it is a big one, it almost flat out makes me not want to buy Black Ops 3 if it doesn't get addressed, and that is that the mouse sensitivity and controls are terrible. I went online to figure out if anyone else was having these issues because this has been a problem for pretty much every PC port of Call of Duty in recent memory. I know Advanced Warfare was even worse with this, but at least in Black Ops 3, it doesn't feel like you're getting that precision that you would expect when you are using a mouse and keyboard. And when you play Counter-Strike Go, for example, it's very snappy. You know exactly where you're aiming, you know exactly where your mouse and your cursor is going to line up when you move it, and you don't get that same sense of precision in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This really is going to be the deal breaker for me. I'm loving the game so far when it's not frustrating because of the mouse and the flinching mechanic. I mean, the flinching on top of the mouse, it is god awful sometimes. Like, it makes you want to pull your hair out, but this right here, just the mouse, is the thing that will be the deal breaker if I do go out and buy this game. If they're not able to address it and they're not able to give me the same type of precision that I expect from a PC game, doesn't matter what it is, then I'm gonna be way less likely to pick it up. And so hopefully they will take this criticism to heart. I mean, this is a beta. This is exactly what betas are for, to make these necessary changes and improvements. But I'm crossing my fingers that they actually do take the steps to accommodate the PC community and bring us amazing mouse and keyboard supports. But overall, I've had a lot of fun with this Black Ops 3 beta, even though it feels like I'm fighting the game half the time with the mouse and the flinching mechanics. Even then, it's still been an absolute blast. I did not think that I was gonna like the specialist weapons and the specialist perks, but they add a nice flavor to the game. They're essentially supers from Destiny. The supers in Destiny are blatantly overpowered. They're meant to be overpowered, and while some of the specialist upgrades can be a little crazy at times, they're not too crazy, and I think that they add some really cool flavor to the game. And so just in general, I have had a lot of fun. I'm hoping that they're gonna be able to take all of the criticisms from the beta, especially for the PC version. I hear that the console version is really good right now, but I hope they can make the necessary changes and improve upon it and create an amazing product when it does finally go live. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's little first impression of the Black Ops 3 beta. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Do you agree with the critiques that I've made? Do you completely disagree? Have you been having fun, or do you absolutely hate it? Let me know down below. But yeah, guys, until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.